Hey guys, welcome back to the State Champs High School Sports Show. We're your hosts, Elizabeth Coon and Chloe Hug.
State Champs is presented to you by Lawrence Technological University. For more information, you can visit ltu.edu.
And for more information on athletics, go to ltuathletics.com.
Let's jump right into some basketball highlights from this week.
I'm Chris Gorski on the west side at Grand Rapids Catholic Central, where the Cougars hosted South Christian. First quarter tie game, Carson Viss on the drive. He gets inside and gets the bucket. Sailors up by 2. Later in the quarter, South up 4. Jake DeHaan finds Jake for Moss. He fills it up from beyond the arc as the Sailors push the lead to 7. Second quarter, Cougars down 1. Fat Brooks works his way into the lane and gets the shot to go, giving GR Catholic the lead. Later in the quarter, tie game, and check out the confidence by KK Brown. Gets his shot blocked, but gets the ball back and goes right back up for the 3, putting the Cougars back in the lead. Third quarter, South back in front by 4. Viss gets the steal, goes the other way, puts on the brakes before getting the hoop and the harm. The free throw puts the Sailors up 7. Fourth quarter, Brooks on the drive. He gets the bucket and the foul. The junior had 21 points as he cuts the deficit to 4. Later on, Viss in transition. He gets the hoop. He led South with 31 points, and he pushes the Sailor lead back to 6. But Catholic Central would fight back. Tie game. Brooks with the pass to Brown, who knocks down the 3. The senior led all scorers with 32 points as Grand Rapids Catholic Central goes on to win 71-67.
I'm Greg Molson in Grand Blanc, where RJ Taylor was back on the court for the first time since becoming the Bobcats' career scoring leader in their last game. Grand Blanc taking on Midland Dow in this one. Chris Zielinski scoring right off the opening tip as the Chargers charge out to an early 7-2 lead. But the Bobcats come back strong. Off the miss, check out RJ Taylor with the no-look pass to Tay Boyd. Taylor is also GB's all-time assist leader. He'd add to his points, assists, and steals totals in this one. Here he is with the takeaway for the breakaway. Next up, it's Trayvon Johnson with the steal. He takes it the other way for 2 more. The Bobcats taking charge, but the Chargers keep it close in the first half. Ian Balch scoring inside. It was a 7-point GB lead at the half. The second half was all Bobcats, starting with Nathan Richardson hitting for 3 and 1. The Cats really turned up their defense. Here's Taylor with another steal and score. He had 16 points, 7 assists, and 6 steals on the night. Then it's Aldonovan Huddleston with the takeaway. He finds Tay Boyd for another flying flush. Boyd led the Cats with 20 points. Even when the starters went to the bench for the night, the Bobcats kept it rolling with Jacob Lindquist drilling 3 threes and scoring 11 points in the final 4 minutes of the fourth quarter. Grand Blanc wins its 7th straight, rolling over Midland Dow 83-46.
Yeah, guys played great, man. We defended well in the second half, made our adjustments. And started making shots. Our guards, we took care of the ball in the second half a lot better and got open shots. Then we were able to get out and run like we normally do. So it was. I'm very pleased with, especially with our second half effort. Very, very pleased.
We get better every day, every game, and we just find a way to challenge ourselves every single game and just keep getting better. Because at the end of the day, it's not the first 2 games of the season; it's the last 8 in the playoffs. So that's what we play for, and that's why we keep getting better for.
For the ladies, Byron Center on the road Tuesday night against East Grand Rapids. Early in the second quarter, Byron Center's Lillian Zeenstra hauls a pass down the length of the court to Avery Deppinger, making the layup there. The Bulldogs trailed by 2. A couple minutes later, EGR's Macy Brown decides to fire a 3 from deep range, gets nothing but the net, extending the Pioneers' lead to 7. Under a minute to go in the half, McKenna Ferguson drives into the lane. Zeenstra right there for the putback. The Bulldogs earn the win 48-35.
We'll have more highlights later in the show, but let's check out a special moment out at Marine City.
The commitment and the dedication that Jimmy Downey shows us every single day, right? Doesn't get an opportunity to do anything other than be a part of the team, and he thrives in that. B. Coons, will you do me a favor? I got you something, Jimmy. B. Coons, will you go get me that bag right there?
Yeah. No, you got some
Yeah, give me that bag real quick. We got you something, Jimmy. You mean the world to us, and we want you to know how much we appreciate you, man. So, yeah, I got a gift for Jimmy. Hold up, I got a gift for Jimmy.
Pretty good dinner.
Let me see what it is. It's a uniform to dress.
It was a big surprise. They surprised me yesterday, and it was a bigger surprise today. They told me I was starting, and I was not expecting that. And I got a couple minutes in the first quarter, but at the end it was awesome. I got to shoot a free throw. I made the second one, and very happy right now.
Jimmy is kind of the epitome of what our program stands for, dedication, commitment. Kid's never missed a day of practice, been a manager for us for years. 6 a.m. practices, he's there. At late night practices, he's there, working as hard as he possibly can. And I think it's important for us to reward a kid like that. When we preach that to our players all day long, to see a kid who's done that for us, to be able to reward him with a uniform, an opportunity to play tonight, and start tonight and hear his name and have his parents and his classmates cheer for him. It's just really important for our program.
That was such an awesome moment, Jimmy. So glad that State Champs was there to capture it. Let's throw it back to some highlights.
Skies on three! Skies on 3! 1, 2, 3, skies!
I'm Chris Gorski on the west side at Spectrum Lanes, where Caledonia hosted Grand Haven. Starting with the girls, Emma Whitman had a big day for the Scots. She goes Brooklyn for the strike here and would lead all the girls with a 2-game total of 396. Elena Thompson, bowling anchor for the Bucks. She helped lead Grand Haven to a sweep of the Baker games. In the individual games, Jenna McKinsey had a nice day. Here she goes Brooklyn and gets the tap at the end. She had a 2-game total of 369. Lauren Prokopek led the way for Grand Haven in this one. She had a 2-game total of 386 as the Bucks take the girls match. On to the boys we go. Aiden Salzener had back-to-back 200 games, finishing with a total of 439 to lead Caledonia. On the Grand Haven side of things, we start with Zidane Abaritas. He had a 2-game total of 349. Next up, Alex Gannon throwing it well. He finds the pocket for the strike on his way to a 2-game total of 351. And finally, Ben Prokopek led Grand Haven in this one. He finished with a 2-game total of 365 as the Bucks complete the sweep and take the boys match.
I'm Mike Erlitis. We hit the pool for a battle in Birmingham. The Falcons of Groves hosting the Maples of Seaholm. We dive right in with, diving. Seaholm's Grayson Davis with the highest scoring dive here as he takes top honors. On to the 200 free. We have a neck-and-neck race between Seaholm's Scott Hassett and Grove's Ian Duncan. Duncan just edges him out by half a second, giving the Falcons the 6 points. We head to the 100 fly. Here's Emmett Knutson of Seaholm getting the win for his Maples. A couple of big wins for Groves in the form of Asa Allen. First in the 50 free with a photo finish win here. Then later in the 100 free, it's the same result for Allen and the Falcons. In the 200 medley relay, it was the Seaholm team of Elliot Reej-Novian, Cameron Bukowinski, Emmett Knudsen, and the anchor here, Owen Gregg, getting it done, adding another first-place win for the Maples. In the main event, a.k.a. the 400 free relay, Asa Allen, Zach Lasovich, Ian Duncan, and finishing it off here, Joey Stebbins of Groves dominate the field, getting a big win. But Groves' valiant effort in the 400 relay was not enough as they fall short to the Maples of Birmingham Seaholm by a final score of 103-80.
I'm Jonathan Kidd, and we go to boys wrestling for a Macomb Area Conference Red Division matchup as Macomb, Dakota was hosting Romeo. In the latest Division I rankings, they have Macomb, Dakota number 4 and Romeo number 6. And we begin with the 113-pound weight class as Orion Wilson of Macomb, Dakota took on Bryce Holt from Romeo. Wilson would take care of business in this match. He will get the bar and chicken wing series here for the fall. Next to 120, we have Ozia Wilson taking on Owen Perry. And it would be too much Wilson in this match as he will get the near side cradle for the fall. Moving now to the 157-pound weight class. Nathan Miller of Romeo was taking on Brady Miller. Miller right here will get the front headlock position to the go behind for 2 points. He will go on to win his match. Next to the 215-pound weight class, Braden Merjati was taking on Anthony Coleman. Merjati will get the half Nelson for the fall. Now let's take a look at the 140-pound weight class. Senior Jake Ferguson of Dakota was taking on Alex Angelo, and this will go into the 4th overtime. And in the remaining moments, Ferguson will get the ride out for the win. And it would be too much Dakota on this night. In the 175-pound weight class, Senior Aiden Kreitzer was taking on Tyler Pretzel. Kreitzer will get the ankle pick to the double leg takedown as he will go on to win his match. And finally, in the 190-pound weight class, we have sophomore Logan Kreitzer taking on Ian Antonelli. And Logan Kreitzer was in control in this one as he will get the single leg defense that will lead to a rear takedown as he will go on to the victory. Macomb, Dakota goes on to win in this big Macomb Area Conference Red Division matchup.
There's always lots going on around Lawrence Tech. Let's see what they have in store this week.
LTU offers several degree programs that cater towards your interests. In joining Blue Devil Motorsports, students gain valuable career-enhancing experience in competitions that challenge them to tackle real-world design and engineering challenges. Any student at LTU can join one of the teams associated with Blue Devil Motorsports. Baja SAE allows engineering students to design and build an off-road vehicle that will survive rough terrain. When students collaborate together, they build a better product, problem solve, and represent Lawrence Tech on an international stage. Blue Devil Motorsports, just another of the fantastic programs offered to Lawrence Technological University students. Your college decision is one of the biggest you'll ever make. You owe it to yourself to consider Lawrence Tech. Begin at ltu.edu right now.
Let's take a quick timeout and check in with this week's MHSAA Minute.
The week of January 30 is a very special week. It's the week that we honor and recognize our winter sports officials. Now, officials are deserving of our respect all the time, but the week of January 30 is an extraordinarily special week to where we recognize this great group of people. There are just more than 8,000 registered high school officials in the state of Michigan, and without them, we have no games. So an appreciation week each season is the least we can do to say thanks for their time and for their efforts in making sure high school games are a go. Throughout the state this week, schools are sending thank you cards, posting messages of support on social media, treating officials to coffee and donuts, and many other little gestures just to show how much officials mean to them and their school. If you know an official or seen one in the game, a simple thank you would be fantastic. Officials hear a lot of things during a game, but they never hear thank you enough. And if you're interested in becoming an official, now's the time. Visit us at mhsaa.com and click the officials button. We'd love to have you join the team.
Entering its 26th year of excellence, applications are being accepted right now for the Detroit Athletic Club Foundation's Michigan Male and Female High School Athlete of the Year Awards. Not everyone qualifies, so listen closely. If you are a recognized first-team All-State athlete in a sport or projected to be one this school year, if you have at least a cumulative 3.0 GPA, and if you have demonstrated leadership through the school or as a community volunteer, we want you to apply. 6 male and 6 female student athletes will be nominated, with each being awarded $1,000 of college scholarship money. The winners will receive $5,000 each. The 26th Michigan High School Athlete of the Year Awards will take place at the incredible Detroit Athletic Club in downtown Detroit the evening of Monday, June 5th, and streamed live on the State Champs Sports Network. Nomination applications will be accepted through Monday, March 6th, and this is important. You cannot be nominated if you don't apply. Download the application today at dacathleteoftheyear.com. That's dacathleteoftheyear.com.
We're not done yet.
We're going to wrap up the show with some more highlights.
In the first weekend of the 2K23 tournament, Detroit Edison facing off against South Christian. The Pioneers trail here in the third. Dorian Walker-Berry muscles his way into the paint, fights off the double team for the basket. On the other end, Carson Viss gets the inbound pass, banks that one up and in. The Sailors led by double digits, and Viss ended the game with 18 points. Late in the fourth quarter, Edison trying to close the gap. Jace Petrell sinks a triple from the wing on the far side. Great movement now by South, gets it over to Caleb Plume, who nails a 3 from deep. South Christian takes down Detroit Edison 58-36. Grand Blanc making the trip across the state on Saturday to take on Rockford in the 2K23 tournament. First quarter, Rams take an early lead after Cade Porknarinsky makes 4 straight three-pointers to start the game. Moments later on the other end, Bryce O'Mara, trying to back his way into the paint, decides to turn around, hits the fadeaway jumper. Now it's a game tied at 9. Michael DeKuyper for Rockford, season opening here in the second quarter, drives, kisses it off the glass for a pair. They're down by 1 late in the second. Just before the half, Anthony Perdue feeds it to Nate Richardson, who flips that one up with his right hand. It was a close game throughout the second half, but the Bobcats come out with the win 53-50 against Rockford.
Well, that's all for this week's State Champs High School Sports Show.
Make sure to follow State Champs on all our social media platforms.
And we'll see you next week.
State Champs High School Sports Show is presented by Lawrence Technological University. Visit LTUathletics.com and recruit yourself. State Champs is also brought to you by the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. The Michigan Army National Guard, a proud partner of the MHSAA. Ice Mountain is the official spring water of MHSAA hockey. Nominate your high school for the Team of the Week at icerunsdeep.com. The Detroit Athletic Club Foundation's Athlete of the Year Awards. Applications being accepted now until March 6, 2023 for the Male and Female High School Athletes of the Year. Check out previous winners and download the application today at dacathleteoftheyear.com.